So I think we have been stopped till this particular comparison we have been discussed, and then logical operators we have
Yes,
been
sir.
stopped over here. And then we wanted
Yes, sir.
to start with these particular logical operators and start with the strings and these things. So you people are here. Okay, let me take you through this one. So yesterday we were discussing on this one, right? Okay. See, this is one of the most important thing to write any particular logics. So that is the reason it is called as a logical operators, right? So now this particular logical operator will define your logic. Means, for an example, now you have been seeing the previous example. So the age should be greater than 18 and the weight should be greater than 48. Then only they can go and then donate the blood. Now here what you are trying to do is, in if or anywhere, we are doing multiple conditions. You are joining means, actually here we will be understanding two things. One is we will be having and or not or negate. So these are there. So but I'll talk about the negate and not later. But and or. So these are really very important to club the conditions. So for an example, hey, you guys go for Goa. Now who are Chris, AG, and Chris and AG and Arun and Pradeep. So if you see here, you can give different names here and will require everyone. Or says it's a you or you go and bring this. Any one. It's not required for everything. So there might be certain conditions. Now in the if block, okay, condition 1 and condition 2 and condition 3 and condition 4. Now if any of this particular thing if any of these particular things, so now this condition is true, this condition is true, this condition is true, and this condition is false, which one it will print? What is the output for this?
Hello, sir.
It will
Is
print hello.
means hello.
So now you need to always remember that in AND condition, definitely everything should be passed. Now just imagine that this is OR condition. What would be the output?
Hi, sir.
So you need to
If
understand.
statement.
So now with a simple logic error, this is how the people will write the logics. So now for an example, if every conditions are matched, then it will take you to the next page on your applications and everything. Now you tell me, if you make a small mistake, instead of true if it comes false, or instead of this particular AND operator, if you have been used pipe operators, what will be the complete logic? So now in this block you are writing the logic, and in this block you are writing the logic. Now instead of execution of this logic would be executed. So the conditions are really very important, and to make this particular conditions clubbing and entering into that particular thing, logical operators are. So in logical operators, we have first one, logical AND. Now, if you have, what is the difference between AND double AND? I'll explain you later. This will be called as logical AND. That is called as AND. AND. This is logical AND. This is logical OR. That is OR. So Now we can see that what is the basic difference between and double and. Actually, I used to have the documentation for this, but I missed one of the notepad. So where I have been missed this. Now let me take you through this. Okay, as soon as I click this one, so you got this particular. Actually, I have a wonderful article and the links for that one. Where to use what? See, now this gives you a quick information. This is a link which I have been used to refer. I can see the year. So this has been answered in 2011. Now, what it will try to do is, and is there, right? So now in terms of and, now condition 1 and condition 2. For example, what is and? Both should be true.
True, sir.
Now,
True.
if I given this, what it will happen is, first it will check this, whether it's true or false. Even though if it is false, then it will check for this one also. But in logical and, first it will check this. If this is false, then it will not verify this. But here, if it is false, it will check this and it also checks this. You can just remember this particular screenshot if you have it. So you can easily remember this forever. Verifies both the operands. So now this, it will check the first value, and if it is getting failed, it will never check for the next value. Got it? Any questions? Difference between this and double and?
Sir, if first one fails, what is the point of checking second operand, sir?
That is the reason. There is no point. That is where it is called as logical. This is not logical. See, usually what is AND statement? You need to check this and this. Both should be true. This is blunt. They don't have the logical thinking. Now here, this is the logical thinking. That's the reason it is introduced next. So first it will check this. If it is false, then it will not even check the second one. If it is true, then only it will check the next. Got it?
Sir, there is another thing called bitwise, something with a single and associated. Can you explain a little on it? Because I think not only this, there is the other.
Don't touch the bitwise operators. So bitwise operators, it deals with the zeros and ones. So now what you need to do there is, in the bitwise operators, you should know the value of the particular thing, and it would becomes like this. And now you need to validate like this. So this is what the character bit to bit comparison you need to do. So if you start doing this, you'll go mad now. So that's the reason I told you that to exclude the bitwise operators.
No, sir, I'm not talking about bitwise operators. I mean, when we are using a single and, it is also checked at the bitwise level. That is my question, sir.
Okay, so you mean to say that when you're using a single and, it was taking the bitwise comparison, it will take the value to do the bitwise comparison. See,
yes, sir.
You need to understand one thing. Internal, for an example now, I was just looking for a good example. Okay, so now for an example, you have a headache, just a normal headache. Will you go to the CT scan and then scan the brain and then see how the brain layers and then how the structure in the brain? We'll not look into that. See, I have a headache, I'll go and get some tablet, or I use some balm to get ready for it. The similar pattern. So when you're doing this particular comparison, don't go to the internal structure of this. When you go to the, see now, really at this point of time, it is not required for us. What it did internally, it takes this one and then how it will be converted and do the comparison for this particular AND operator, that is not really required for us now at this point of time. So now when you go into the details and then writing that particular logics, so that particular, when you're writing means the algorithms, not the logics, when you're going to write the algorithms, at that point of time you'll be understanding that how it can help you on this. So there you can use, means whether it is converting this AND operator, converting the bitmap or bit operators, bitwise operators, or bit value. So now that will be called as a bit values, right? So there you can write it. As of now, what you can concentrate for this one is, hey, if I means in my logics, okay, even in if logic, I can just use AND. Whether I should use AND or should use this, which would be
Yes.
apt here. So that you understand, that would be enough for us. Later on, once you know this particular logic, then you can go for the next steps. Okay.
Okay, sir. So to confirm, I can use a single AND or a double AND in my if statements for now.
Absolutely, absolutely. You can use any of this, but which makes logical most of this. That's the reason.
Okay.
Every tutorial and everything you can see it with the double AND, but still you can use it the single AND also. You can try out the
sir.
program and then you can see it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, fine. And whatever the things which we have been applicable for this, here also this will be applicable for this one. But here in this particular case, it need to validate the both, right? Here, because this is OR operator. So now what is OR operator? So now in this case, I don't think there will be a big difference here. So if it is in AND, if anything is failed, then definitely it should go for, there is no point of going for the next validation. But in OR, that's not the condition, right? So where you can use either this or either this. Because OR operator, even this is failed, but still we need to validate the second one also, right? Because even if it is false true, also I need to validate it. So then means if the false true also there, it comes as a true. So that's the reason in AND we can make some sense, but not in the OR. But as we using double, so here also we'll be validating that double. Okay. So that's the difference on this one. So now when it comes to the logical operator, now here you can see that this is condition number 1 and this is condition number 2. And we are doing this particular AND operator. So now both should be true. Then only it will comes and works. And the same thing, logical operator. Now here, just imagine that x equal to 3. Okay. Now what this statement will print for me?
So even the result is true, but it will generate the false result.
Now you tell me the output of this.
False.
False.
Will it be false?
False. False.
Yes. False.
False,
Sure.
sir. Yes, sir.
If x equal to 10, then
True, sir.
No, false, sir.
No,
False.
no, sir.
False,
False
false,
only.
sir.
False only.
x equal
False.
to 10. Okay. Just print me.
No.
So now print in the chat. I just wanted to see who is giving what answers. So now x equal to 10. What it prints to me?
True, sir. True.
Print me the answer. Done. Okay. Any faults? Tell me how it comes false. Partho, I think you have been offended with the false, right? Explain me how it would be false.
Yes, sir. 10 is greater than 10 is greater than x. Sorry, x is equal to 10, and 5 is not greater than 10. And the as there is a and logical operator, so the condition is a correct one, but if it is a logical not operator, that's why the output will be the false. Hello, sir.
I really didn't understand what you explained me, man.
Yes, sir.
I said that when I have been given x equal to 10, what would be the output of this? So now 10 is greater than 3. Yes, true. And 10 is less than 10. Will it be true?
No, false.
False.
No,
So
sir.
the true and false. Now then this is what it means. The condition will fail.
False.
So then it will have the fail. And not fail is true.
True.
Not
That is
opposite
what we are.
to. Sir, voice
That is
is too much echo, sir.
what I should do. Tell me, man. Is it getting it from my end?
No, sir. I think I was on some.
Okay, this is true. So this is how this particular operators work. Any questions on this logical operators? Okay. Now let me go on mute. Some means I'm getting the echo. Okay, so please cautious. It is distracting all others. So now let me go for the math. So I bypass the strings because it takes certain time. So that's the reason I just give the pause to the strings. Let me take you to the math. Now, Java math have many methods. Now, whatever the methods which you are seeing here, it is not even uh, actually the basic things. There are a lot of Java math methods. Now, out of this particular minimum Java math library, we have been used this particular methods. Now, what is this particular Java methods or Java math? Now, math, you see it. It starts with a capital letter. What is this?
So it is a class.
Class
It's a class, sir.
So this is a class.
Class.
Now, this is default class in Java. Okay. A class consists of multiple methods. Now you see it right. For the strings, we have complete different methods. Now, math is a class. In a math class, I have multiple methods like this. How I can know for this one? So let me do one thing. Rather than me sharing the screen, I'll ask someone to share. So who wanted to share? Dwarka, who wanted to share? Share the screen. Maximize and increase the font. Maximize editor. Click the maximize button. Good for the math which you have been implementing. Now you see it. The line number 96. Increase the font some more. So if you see here, so now you can take the control shift here plus here. So now if you see here, my line number 96 to 100. So now we have been used max, min, square root, apps. bracket. See, in these all, now for an example, you wanted to find out, now when you're using this one, press control button, press control button, and go and click on math, hover on the math. Okay, control button and go to the max. So now you see it, right? It taking you to the class. Okay, now control, click. It will take you to that particular class. Open declaration, either you can click it or directly you can click it. Click on that. Now it's taken you to this. The class name is math. Now control O. Click that control O. See, control O gives you the number of what are the methods available in the math. I'm not able to see it properly here on the screen. So you have font size settings low. Someone else share the screen. Who wanted to share the screen? Okay, maximize this. Maximize the font. Maximize the editor. Click on maximize button. The day when I told you, click on maximize. Click on math. Control click. So now you can see this one and give the control O. So now you can see that particular methods which are available in this particular math class. You can see it, right? C as math means that is a class. Don't do any operations, further. Just wait, hold on. So when I'm explaining, if you're changing it, I can't explain those things, right? Now you can see here what all the methods are relevant to that particular math. Now you can see that sine, cos, tan. So now we have been seeing this particular trigonometry, right? So those all things will be here. Now scroll down. Scroll down in that particular pop-up. Yes, scroll down. Now you can see that what all methods are there in this particular class. Now you can see that log, square root, and power, round. So you can scroll down, So these all methods would be available in that particular class. And this is default class. It is there. Now you can see it, right? From when it is there, since Java 1. Since the Java started, from that particular point of time, so this particular class is by default, it is there. So someone has been done something. So just we will be trying to reuse that. We don't need to reinvent that particular wheel, right? So this is how Java math class has been created. Now, whatever the methods we wanted to use it, you don't need to write that particular methods again. Just you will call those particular methods and then you'll be executing it. So now for this one, what we have been done is go to the implementation, go to your class, math, you have been implemented your this. So here you can see that math. So you're calling that particular class. So how it is coming for you, because this is by default, there is no need to call them. So as soon you wanted to use it, you're able to call this particular math class. So here usually even we need to implement the packages, but as this is the latest versions of the Java, there is not required to call that particular methods also, the packages also. So directly with that particular class, you're calling these particular methods. Now you should able to see that what is the output of these things. Now for an example, I given the value of means the values in the 7th line A as 25 and B as 11. Now, here, if I have been given this one, what would be the output of line number 12? Sumaya, what is the output of this line number 12?
25.
25.
25, sir.
Okay. And what would be the output of line number 14?
It'll be 11.
Minus 11.
Minus 11.
Minus
Oh, minus 11.
So minus 11. So for an example, now I have been given given A value as minus 25.
Minus 11.
minus 25.
25.
So now which value is minimum here?
Minus 25.
Minus 25.
Minus
What is-
11.
Minus 25.
And what is the value in the line number 12? What is the
Minus
output of-
11.
Minus 11. Minus 11.
Minus
11.
Minus 11, sir.
So this is how you will be getting these particular values. And then now you can take power a to the power of 2. Means when we are giving a to the power of 2 and square root of a. So now, and you will be getting the complete, means whatever the math values you are trying to do it. So those all math values will be getting it. Now this is what I told you previously. Line number 24. If you given a round value of 24, now what you will be getting as 24 for the line number 24? What is the output? What round will do?
Exact number it will give.
Now it will print in the double or it will print in the integer.
Integers.
Integer, sir.
Integer.
Integer? Sure.
No double, sir.
Double.
Execute it. So if you see here, it has been taking. So now this is what, right? Closest integer to given the float number point is 25. So now whatever the value you given it after the decimals, it will round off and then it will show you to this particular integer value. See why I'm not why I'm specifying and then talking about those particular methods, because that is where what you expect definitely goes wrong. I know that you people will say that that is a double, but it will never give you a double. So that is the meaning of round. Now, whatever the value, for an example, if you have been given 25.60, what would be the output?
25.
25.
Huh? Change that one
26.
into 25.60 and then rerun that.
26.
26.
I just asked you to change and execute it. How much time it will take now? What you changed? Stop sharing, Branda. Okay. So anyone else wanted to share the screen? It's better if I share this one rather than asking.
Sir, I am really sorry. My mic was mute. I didn't saw that. Sir, do I share it again?
Not required. Okay, so now you are able to see the values, right? So I just wanted to give you the math dot. Now, whatever the methods you are seeing here, so hope you are able to see it, right?
Yes, sir.
So now here, now you can see that. So now, if you means what is the best advantage of this one is, as soon as you written the math, you give the dot, you can know that what all the methods are there. You'll be getting those methods. And the best part of this one is, whichever the method you wanted to know about this, so just you need to go to that method, and here it gives you the complete information of that one. Okay, what exactly this method does. So now this returns the greater of two float values. So now here you can see it, right? Max double, max float, max int. That means in this particular method, any value you have been given it. So why with the same method name we have all these things? So this is called polymorphism. Anyways, when we go for the polymorphism, we'll be talking about it. But as of now, what you need to understand for this particular class or session is, hey, math is a class. And for this particular math class, I can go and then I can see that particular methods, whatever the methods are there. So those all methods I'll be available, and I can reuse those particular methods. So this is what which you need to understand from the math. Now, when it comes to this particular math, so here you can see that these all methods are there. So now it is pretty simple. So these are direct methods are. So now I wanted to know what is the maximum number on this. So then I can give not only the x, y, so you can give any particular numbers and then see, compare and then see that, okay, which is a maximum number, what is a minimum number, and what is the square root of the 64. So now what is the absolute number? So now for the absolute number, which is a positive value of the positive number of that particular thing. So that is called absolute number, right? So that's where it's called as apps. So now when it comes to this one, so for point minus 4.7. So the absolute number for this one is 4.47 is a positive value for this one. So now whether this will comes with only this value, you can see it. So 47 would be the value. See, these all the things which you need to do a quick practice so that you can understand. Now this is a most frequently used method, random number. Okay, anyone can explain me what is this random number and what is the output we will be getting for this one if I execute this one?
Random number will vary from 0 to 1, sir. Random number
It
ranges from 0 to 1, sir. Any value between 0 to 1.
Yes, will provide a
So
random number
now
zero to
here, what this will give us any particular random number 0 to 1. It will give to me. Now I wanted to get the value from
No,
1 to
sir.
100.
If we then star 100 after the random.
Star means multiplication. Okay, not
Sorry.
star. Sorry, multiply with 100.
Yeah.
Okay, now what it will give it to me? So now what? Random
It will give a random number from 0 to 100.
So will you get that 0 to 100? Are you getting that? Why it is not getting that? Why?
Sir, 0 to 1 in that range only, sir.
Let me see, try here. How I'm getting here? I'm doing the same thing, right? Math random into 100 or 101, which I have been given to it, right? Why I'm not getting that? Then
Sir, in that parenthesis, int given, sir.
Typecasting, so in the before step, they did typecasting.
see, we did the same thing here in the previous window also. So we did the same thing here. right? But why it was getting here like this? And
So
why
first
it is
time
getting
it is not storing in the any variable. Second time it is storing in the variable and variable is printing.
Okay, let me take you through this too. Now what it will print to me? Any
It's the
guesses?
same thing. Yeah.
It will print an integer number, sir.
No, it will.
Sir. Because we cannot convert it.
See, always you need to remember that the method type. So now this particular method, random method is there, right? This particular random method is double. So you can see that particular error message. So loss of conversion from the double to int. See now, what type of casting is this?
It should be narrow
Narrow
casting.
casting.
Narrow casting, sir.
Narrow.
Narrow.
If not, it should be. It should be means that it is narrow casting. So means from the bigger data type to the lower data type, we are trying to do it. So now what I need to do manually, I need to cast this. So that is the reason we need to add this particular int in front of this. What it will print now?
It will print an integer value, sir. Zero.
Do you know the BODMAS rule? What is BODMAS?
Bracket of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction.
So this is the BODMAS rule which we need to apply. So what is this? So now we need to know about this particular thing. So now until unless you know this, or always you'll be getting stuck here. So BODMAS. So and by the way, this is not a bigger thing. So these are our 4th, 5th standard maths. So now if you see here, this is what the BODMAS. Brackets, power, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. And actually this will be called as PODMAS also. So those are the different things which we have it. So now which one you need to multiply, or this braces is very important, which it gives whether if you given certain things like this, whether first it will happen plus or minus or multiplication, which it will happen first. So first thing, the priority goes for the braces, and once after this particular braces, then it would go for the divisions. Wherever we have the divisions, then it will go for the divisions. Then it will go for the multiplications. Then it will come for the additions, and then it will go for the subtractions. And that's how it will be done. So that is what the BODMAS principle. So it says that the first one is the braces. It is most important thing which it will be getting it. And next one is the power. Next one is the division. Next one is the multiplication, addition, and subtraction. So this is the hierarchy. If you have a statement like this, we should execute first. That is what it was trying to say for this. Okay. So now according to that one, so if you have been implicated here, so now you see the output, you'll be getting it. Where is that output? So this is output, you'll be getting it. Okay, so that's how this particular random number. So always you'll be the, see even here they have been kept this particular. So you have to be very much cautious here. So now with all these particular methods, you need to work. So now whatever the methods are here, just you copying pasting it. Now, try with the new methods and see it and try to understand it. So that gives you a lot of information around this. Okay, next one, which it is, okay, before going to the next, any questions in the math?
So why do we use this random? I mean, it doesn't, it just chooses any number randomly, right? So why should we use
We
it?
will be having lot of things, lot of places we use a random.
Okay.
Example, now I wanted to give, I give a practical scenario so that you can understand this. There are a lot of scenarios, but I'll take one very frequently used scenario for me.
Lottery
So now,
selection and something, sir.
I need to select the first name, last name, and the email ID. Every time I need to register with this. Okay, this is the sign up. Now, I wanted to have the first name, last name, email. So now the three things which I need to do it. Right now, first time I have been taken with Chris. Second time I have been taken with child, and then I can use both the things. Now, every day I'll be having 1,000 test cases, and I'll need to run it every day. How I need to create with 1,000 different names? So what I'll try to do is, I'll just try to take Chris current date time. So the current date is 8/9/2023. Time 10:04 and random number like 02. Now you tell me, will it be not unique? 99.91% it is unique. Same way I'll create for this, and I add this one and this one, and I'll create the email ID. So this is how this random numbers would be used. So this is one scenario which I'm saying it. Means even though I given the date, time, I'll add one more random number here. And random alphanumerical characters. Means alpha characters. So now if you see here in the real-time projects, I don't know whether I have the latest codes, but still I can try to see somewhere else. Total functions. Random generators. You can see it, right? I can generate the random alphabets. I'll generate random numerics. I'll generate alphanumerics. Means alphabets plus numerics. Random. So this is how this particular random methods will be used. So now for an example, now for this particular random number, I can use this one. So now random numeric method. So these all things depends upon the situation it will comes to you. So now you see here, this is a random method. Okay. Out of that math, I've used very frequently on this particular round, and remaining everything we'll write the logics, but still for that we will be using it. Okay, any more questions? Did you got Fatima?
Yes, sir. Understood. Thank you.
Good. So now going to this particular Boolean. So now here we means all the Booleans already we have been discussed about this. Yes, no, and no, on, off, and true and false. So this already we have been discussed. So when we have been given it, so is true, is false. So now you are checking that. So that then that would gives you the print output for this one. And Boolean expressions. So now, so these are the Boolean expressions which it majorly play a vital role in terms of your the conditions. Now wherever the conditions which you are using it, so the complete logical operators and everything, so those works on this particular Booleans. Any condition it will gives you, so now what this it will give 10 equal to 15, true or false. Now when this is there in this particular condition, what it will gives, true or false. In this condition, true or false. Always you should remember that any particular conditions, it will be resultant the output in terms of true or false only. So the Boolean values are really, really important. See, if it where it need to come true, it should come true. Where it comes false, it should come false. Now you may not understand. Hey, this is very simple. Why we need these people are why he is stressing on this. You need to understand one thing. Certain times there would be a loop of 9 or nested of 9. Loops you didn't came till now, so that's the reason you will not get it. But nested 9 levels means if condition, if condition, if condition, if condition, if condition, if condition, if condition. 9 levels when I'm means see, to my extent I have written only these 9 levels. There might be a situation that it can go beyond this. It is not that it is really need to do it. But at least you should be able to know till 3 to 4. Means if this condition say true or false, because it depends upon the and or not. So then it need to enter into this. 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 Like this it will come. If you've written one small logic wrong, this will never execute this pattern. So that is what it happened for one of our team member right today morning when we were seeing for the Monica's code. So always you should be very cautious. All these particular conditions and logics which we have been written over here, that should work appropriately. If something is missing, definitely we are gone. So you have to be very much cautious in terms of this. One logic, one particular logic, instead of true, if it is coming false, instead of false, it is coming true. You will lose everything. So you have to be very much cautious in terms of this. Cool. So especially for this one, the Booleans will be used for this. All the Boolean expressions. Okay. So then for tomorrow, what I wanted you people to do is go for switch. Okay. What is switch? Actually speaking, here it will give you a complete detailed level of information. Even in the yesterday's year. So I have been given you very simple. So now this is simple if. Simple if example. Else if examples. If else. And then nested if else. I have been given it. And this is ternary condition. Ternary condition anyways, we'll talk this one later. But at least you should understand this one. And switch. So where to use switch and where to use if else. So those all things we'll discuss in tomorrow's session. Okay. So tomorrow I'll be starting with means now if you see here we completed the operators man boolean. So we're going to start with strings and then we'll come to the if and then switch. So I wanted to see the switch, complete switch. Usually what I'll try to do is I'll give you a complete bunch, but I wanted to see you implement thoroughly. But here what it was happening is you people are not practicing it. Just for namesake, as I'm reviewing it, just you're copying, pasting, and if you're coming back and then presenting to me. As in, I'm saying once again, it is no point of presenting to me like that. Try with your own examples. When you started trying with the different examples, then you will understand it thoroughly. I'm saying, right, if you don't understand this particular section, going for next sections is a time waste. If you didn't understand these things, then really stop the sessions. I'm doing my best to give you as much as information, and your job is to do the practice. If you're doing this practice, if you understand this one thoroughly, by this itself you can